Welcome to Buck Creek. Just working on some groundwork, some things this horse has been trained on previously, but just giving him some repetition on it and keeping it fresh. So here I'm making sure that he's yielding his hindquarters when his head comes around to a certain point. That he understands there's yielding his head and then there's yielding his hindquarters around, and that he's stepping that inside leg underneath to catch his balance and balance me once I'm on there. Of course, we want to do that on both sides. So once I get his head turned to a certain point and he is waiting for me to pet him, then I'm pushing over on his hindquarter to get him to yield to that, and then rewarding him when he does. What I'm doing here is a little bit different. I'm having him move out of my way. So he's yielding his hindquarters to just the pressure of me walking around. I'm not so much yielding his head and then having him yield his hindquarters off that. I'm having him yield off me, filling up that space. So when I'm leading him on the ground, I may need to turn around real tight. I may need to do some kind of work. That he just understands he's clearing out space for me, not me clearing out space for him, and that he's really good and light about doing that. So I'm working on several things today. One is backing, and then those different yielding things. I'll have him work on walking between me and a fence, so he's in a tight spot. That'll be getting him ready for trailer loading and being out in the backcountry in tight spots. But I don't have him do 20 minutes of one thing and then 20 minutes of the next, because I think it really wears the horse down. So I go back and forth and I change from one thing to the next and then go back again. When I'm asking him to back up there, I'm giving him a little and see if he takes that cue, and if not, then I just kind of increase the volume on that until he takes some steps back. Eventually, he'll back up with a lot less movement, and I'll start working on him bending at the pole to lower his head when he backs up, rather than just his feet. But right now, I'm just letting it be good enough that he backs up his feet. He's going in the right direction. So here I'm going to start asking him to go between me and the fence. He's initially going to try and speed through that. Most horses will. And as he gets more comfortable, he'll slow down, and I'll start showing him to slow down through there. But right now, just the fact that he'll go and isn't hesitating much at that is a good thing. And that's going to help a lot with trailer loading and getting through tight spots. Feels a little trapped having to go through that closely, but he needs to get comfortable with it. It'll be pretty soon that we'll be doing some trailer loading, so I'm getting him ready for it. Having him stay in place when he's supposed to and not just automatically follow me. Backing up a few steps to get all the way on the end of that rope, and then keeping the slack in the rope as I reel it in. And he knows that's his job. I'm also stopping him short of running right over me or coming in and crowding me. So we each have our personal space. And here I'm just making sure that when I'm leading him, he's keeping the slack in the rope when he's supposed to, and giving me space when he's supposed to, and stopping when I stop. So he should step out when I step out, stop when I stop, turn when I turn. Here again, having him come in between me and the fence. There I'm trying to get him to back up with just a little bit on the rope. And if that's not working, then I'm also twirling that rope in my left hand to kind of walk him backward. Eventually he'll figure out that just when I raise my hand up with that rope, that he'll take steps back. And here I'm going to show the difference when I'm not asking him to yield his hindquarters away from me, that I can still walk around the horse, and he understands that in this situation he stands still, and he's doing a good job of that.